Shortly, the champion point level is going to be lifted to 3,600, and I have some tips for how you can level quickly. Hello, it's Icy. Yes, that is correct. I do have some tips and some tricks that will help you be an efficient leveler. So to level your character's champion points relatively quickly, or at least as fast as is possible. So a few things that you need to keep in mind. If you're a new player to Elder Scrolls Online, these tips of course will work for you as well. But one thing I would say is if you're a new player, don't be afraid to take your time. There's no rush to get to champion points. You'll only ever experience this game for the first time once. When you make it to champion points, to say for example CP 160, then you might consider trying to get your experience up much faster. But if you're questing and leveling through the game for the first time, enjoy the process, don't grind. We'd like you to keep playing for a long time, and if you burn yourself out, maybe the game will be less enjoyable for you. However, if you've been around for a while and you have some champion points and you want to get all the way up to the new cap as fast as possible, or you just want to get enough champion points that you feel you can take advantage of the new champion point 2.0 system, I have some things that you can try. So let's talk about the two aspects of leveling. One is the things you can do to actually level, and the other is the things that you can use to increase that leveling's efficiency. So we'll talk about part 2 first, because sure, let's do it in reverse order, shall we? Okay, so these things are leveling scrolls. Now, when you log into the game, you will be getting login rewards. So often these are experience scrolls. So if you log in each day on at least one character and claim your leveling scrolls, you can use these. They'll give you, so these are the basic ones. They give you an extra 50% experience point bonus for 2 hours. You can use these to increase the speed at which you level. There are also medium level ones, which I think are the Gold Coast leveling skill, which give you 100% for 1 hour, and then there's another one that gives you 150% for half an hour. Check your inventory. As you can see, I have 162 in the bank alone, not including the ones that are distributed on other characters. So I'm going to use all of these to try and grind my champion points higher. If you don't have access to the Crown Experience Scrolls, then you can also get experience pots. So these can be crafted in-game by other players or yourself if you know the recipe. They take a perfect ambrosia, which is gained only from fishing. You can either fish for it to get it yourself or buy it from other players. And I would recommend that you have points into food, which will, well, basically into the crafting line that gives you more. Under provisioning, you can create basically 3 extra servings per thing that you make. So for each single perfect ambrosia, you'll actually get 4 experience pots, and they will give you an additional 50% for a certain amount of time, but you can increase that amount of time by using some of the skills in here as well. So drinks will last for up to an extra half an hour actually if you put the points into that. So on top of that, you can get an extra 10% if you're an ESO Plus subscriber. If you are not always an ESO Plus subscriber, you could consider just taking a month to get that extra 10%. The other thing that will give you another 10% is a Scroll of Mara. So you can marry in-game another player, and that if you're questing, with that particular person, then you, and they're on special right now, as you can see, you both of you will gain 10%. So you can stack all of these together to increase the amount of XP that you're getting. So once you've worked out where you're gaining that extra XP from, you need to actually get the XP to take advantage of it. So let's talk about some of those sources. One important one is doing your crafting writs. So if you do your crafting writs every day on as many characters as you're able to manage, you'll get, if you're doing top level crafting writs, you will get 13.2 K experience. Sorry, I take that back. 3.2 or 3.3 K experience per thing you turn in. So 3.3 I'm getting right now. So my character is still in the kind of buffed XP kind of sort of section. If you've been questing for a long time, doing a lot of stuff, you can only earn, basically you earn XP at an increased rate until you hit a certain point, and then for the rest of the 24 hours it sort of goes back to normal rate. So it helps players who can only play for a little time each day. So I just got a whole bunch of XP then for turning in 7 crafting writs at 3.3 XP each. I do top level crafting writs on 4 characters. So I'm getting a fair amount of XP for just doing the crafting writs every day. So don't forget, once you're trying to level this, to actually take an XP bonus just before you turn in all of these quests. Otherwise, you're getting XP, but maybe not as much as you could. So the other things that you should consider doing to get as much XP as possible are a daily dungeon. So if you do a random dungeon every day, they both give you, so even the random normal will still give you basically 100,000 XP. So you can do that every day. Ditto with the random battleground, 100,000 every day. So do that on as many characters as you can manage with their own XP scrolls, and that will give you a whole heap more XP. Now, the other thing are questing. Do quests. Quests will give you a decent amount of XP. One thing to think about doing is to actually do a bunch of quests, but don't turn them in, and then just turn them all in one hit once you've got that scroll running, and then get all that extra XP. So questing is a great way if you are not confident with dungeons or battlegrounds or any of the other stuff. Questing is a great way for you to get experience points. Don't forget, the daily repeatable quests will also give you XP as well. So even if you'll run out of main quests or zone quests to do, you've always got the dailies that you can do as well. You can additionally simply farm mobs. This is a valid option. If you're going to farm mobs, I would suggest that you try and go to an area that has no more than one other person in the zone. Either that's because somebody you're grouped with, preferably with a Ring of Mara, or it's just some other person randomly farming. You'll get the majority, basically the best XP bonus for farming just with one other person around. Now, for efficient farming, you want to find a zone that has a lot of mobs, more than the normal amount, and you want those mobs to respawn quite quickly. So some places that I know of personally that are good for farming, however they're probably the more common areas, so they might be busy, is the Necropolis over here in Alakir, over on the side, in Glenumbra, all this area up around here around the undead camps have got lots of mobs as well. In Greenshade, I think it is. So off north of Marbrook, in this kind of area here, where this water is, all down here in the watered area, they all respawn quite quickly as well. So yeah, pretty much just find an area that has a lot of mobs, preferably undead if you haven't already leveled up your Fighters Guild skill line, and just run around and kill them again and again and again and again. It's boring and it's tedious, but it's doable. Another option might be dolmens. The problem with doing, for example, dolmens in Alakir is your XP is being diluted because there are so many people doing it as well as you. So if you would prefer to do dolmens, then I would recommend that you pick a lesser frequented area, perhaps one that you need armor from or gear from, and then do the dolmens there instead. Harrowstorms are actually pretty good for XP, and they're slightly less popular at the moment, so Harrowstorms might be another good option. Dragons are usually they take a long time, and they're very tough. So unless there's a big group of people fighting them, they're probably not going to give you the most bang for your buck, so to speak, for farming purposes. So I hope that you have some ideas there of how you can gain XP most efficiently in ESO. One thing I would also say is you should not kick this off until update 29 has kicked in, because the speed of leveling is going to be tweaked. So it's basically going to be, so from that 810 up, it's going to be easier to gain levels until I think they said around 2000, something like that. So if you're below 2000, I would wait until the new update comes in and then push your leveling options. One other thing I forgot to mention as a great thing for leveling are your master writs. So not just doing your normal writs, but your master writs as well. So that's the ones that create perhaps gold armor or gold gear or purple to hand into Rollislalu. They are also excellent for leveling as well. So that's another option. So yeah, have you got any other tips for how to level efficiently? If you do, let me know in the comments below. I would like to know myself. I won't be grinding hard, I don't think, but I will definitely be doing a few more leveling type things than I am right now. So I'll definitely be trying to push those levels up there. If you do want to look at all of the champion point type things, do check out the previous videos where I go into some detail in the different champion point options and see what you'll be able to spend your points on. Thank you very much for watching. If you have not, come follow me over on twitch.tv/ICYIC. I stream The Elder Scrolls Online, and I'm a member of the official ESO Stream Team, so I would love to see you there, because sometimes I do giveaways. Thank you, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.